Great, great. Thanks. Always nice to watch some professional e-sailing. Good evening and good morning to everyone from left and right of the globe. Tonight we are following, very special events. So tonight is the second pop-up team race league on virtual Regatta Inshore. We have been commissioned by Lucas to follow the finals today. The race has already been going, well, the competition has already been going for about an hour and a half now, and teams from different country have been battling hard to try to get out of the two first pools, and now we are heading to the finals, which is going to be very interesting. Nicholas, somebody tells me that your voice is not heard.
Thank you. That's always a good point.
For the sound check, so Nicholas was presenting the event. I am your co-host tonight, Arturos in game, and Nicholas is just fixing his voice.
So I think I'm back in. I think we're back in now.
You are back. We can hear you loud and clear, Nick.
Great. So, sorry for that. It happens, and thank you for whoever dropped in to give you that info. We are following Virtual Regatta Inshore tonight. It is a special event, as Arthur was telling us. It's the Team Race League, and semifinals have not yet started. There are still a couple more rounds to go. Let's drop into this very interesting game that just seems to have started. We have a French team, Team France. Team France. Mika Farina, Julia Efra, and Fra 70, who are sailing against a Spanish team. Let me give you their name really quickly. We're not very up to speed on every team tonight, a lot of new ones that we're meeting up with, but this is Team Top Sail Coach. Should have just taken a look. It seems to be pretty obvious. So they're on their second upwind leg, reaching the first mark. And seems like Team Top Sail Coach has it in the pocket right
now. They seem to be far ahead. Well, far ahead. Everything can change. This is what's very interesting tonight, is that these races will be very tactical, and anything can happen in the next few minutes. So stay with us.
Right now, what needs to happen is that this black sail team, the black and red sail teams, needs to move up at least 2 positions with their boats. So tonight, the concept is team racing, and team racing takes place 3 boats versus 3 in tonight's format, with a ranking system based on the position the boat comes in. So let's catch up with the head of the race right here.
And we'll come back to the scoring later.
Let's bring it up right now. It might explain really quickly how we have to score the team. It's called 10 points or less. Very simple point. When you come in first, you win 1 point. When you come in second, 2 points. And so the team that scores 10 points or less wins. Is that a pretty clear explanation?
That sounds pretty clear. Oh, something is coming practically here. We see France 170 trying to push off Lewis from the Spanish team and not get cut out of the win. Unfortunately, now he's passed behind astern, as we say, and unfortunately can no longer do that maneuver to push off Lewis and put a penalty. We'll see how that goes on.
Top sail coach comes in first, so now Team France has the second position. Team France needs to do 2, 3, and 4 to have 9 points and to win. So now it is absolutely crucial that these two French boats, 170 and July Fra, both cross the finish line before Luis, top sail coach. I think it might have been a little bit short. I think it might have been a little bit short right there. Let's go see the results very quickly. Ooh, no.
Fra missed the mark. Fra missed the mark on the end. It was pushed off and unfortunately had to turn around to pass the line.
Yep. Shame for Team France. Let's go see how they've been faring tonight so far. So this is Group A, and here we have Group B. Updating these results. Of course, we don't yet have the results of the game that you've just seen, but we're on sailranks.com, and if you want to follow along tonight with us on sailranks.com, you can also find this event and just bring up all the rankings. TRL, Team Race Leagues, powered by ESailing League. We have to thank them for having us on tonight. And so right now, Team France was in the 4th place with 2 points. Right, Virtual Intercourse is actually leading Group B. They've been doing very well, 5 points, 5 games won so far.
Trying to get the SailRanks link to share to our viewers in the chat.
Yeah, if you can do that, that would be great. And I'll just bring up SailRanks really quickly here. I have quick info for everyone watching us. And if you don't know SailRanks, do go and check out that site. You have all the rankings, a lot of info about different leagues you can join, what kind of events are taking place. And right now, it looks like we're going to have from Group B, Team Top Sail Coach and Team Virtual Intercourse that will be heading into the semifinals, but nothing has been said for Team Coca-Cola. The Portuguese team with Martin Fernandes, star sailor, that is still 3rd place right now and has a couple of games to play. No, everything's been played on Group B. We have the official first 2 semifinalists, Virtual Intercourse and Top Sail Coach. And over here on Group A, let's see, looks like it's been said as well. We do have results. It's Speed Team followed by Lucas Moore's own Umpire Hates Us. That means we've lost all of the Portuguese teams already tonight. That's a shame. And all of the French teams.
Already? Oh, well, that's unfortunate. We really had high hopes for these teams, who we follow pretty often on the channel, or at least the French team. The Portuguese have a pretty good, have had pretty good results, so we were expecting a lot. Guess it will be for the pop-up 3 next time.
I guess it'll have to be for pop-up event number 3. Exactly. There was already pop-up event number 1 that took place in May. You could have maybe caught it on ESailing TV, who tonight is showing us the ESail GP finals. So big shout out to them. We hope we're not bothering you and not stopping you from watching those 2 events at the same time. Just pop up the 2 Twitch accounts and there you go. There's ESailing all night long. But in any case, this is the second event of the Team Racing League, which is a series that was created by ESailing League. You can check out more on ESailing League in the link that Arthur's going to post in the chat in about, I would say, 10 seconds from now.
No, they're currently on for those who want to follow the ranks directly from the SailRinks website. I see players have grouped up on their Discord, so yes, we're going to be waiting just a little while before the next group pops up.
All right, well then let's take a look. Let's see if we can find a little bit more information about who was racing tonight. Let's take a look at the teams that were up here. Now we know, of course, that the top 3 teams of the ranking, the top 3 teams that were qualified tonight, have made it onto the semifinals. Umpire Hates Us with team captain Lucas Moore, but also Atum that we were watching a little bit earlier, and who plays very, very tactically. Top sail coach, of course, Ciparero, Luis España. As you can see, these little numbers next to the player's name is their ELO ranking within the team race league. So it gives you an idea. We highlighted those who were probably interesting players to watch. But as we've seen it right now, it's these 3 teams right here, and we said the 4th team was Speed Team down here. Not very highly scored, but who are pulling off quite a feat tonight. Spanish skippers tonight for the win. Out there for blood.
Vale.
Vale.
We wish them well. We really wish they could show us their best plays tonight, their best tactics. I mean, we want this to be amazing. And thanks again for everybody who's been joining us on this live stream. Feel free to point out anything in the chat, ask your questions.
Absolutely.
Or subscribe if you want to follow next events that we might do.
Couldn't say it better myself, but yeah, really thank you for anyone who's watching. We are introducing Virtual Regatta Team Racing tonight. This is the first one for the channel. We've been doing mostly just flotilla regattas. If you have been following us for a while, you might know this already, but we've also done a little bit of SailGP, which is an interesting format as well. And Team Racing League, always fun to look at these new formats, see what the players are coming up with. This is really something that comes out of ESailing. It's becoming very popular recently.
Pop-up alpha.
So Arthur, who's right now in San Francisco, is following the official Discord server of the Team Race League to tell us when the semifinals will start. We're waiting for them right now in the game. And we'll just say hello to everyone who's in the chat. So Buzz, Besto Ecker, Evoile TV, Antoine, I want to say hello to all of you guys. And thank you for following along. Thank you for dropping in if you're just dropping in. Like I said, we know that there's still ESailGP going on right now, so as we wait for the semifinals, I would advise that you set up 2 accounts on Twitch and that you watch both of those events right now on our channel and on ESailing TV.
All right, so I see there are two games for the finals already up. The umpires hate us against team with Arthur. What's
well, here we go. There's the semi. So let's follow this first semifinal here. The semifinals are going to be a best of 3. So each team is going to race 3 times against their opponent. So as we can see, Virtual Intercourse is up against The Umpire Hates Us. They're going to have 3 runs, and we're going to watch this first game together.
Oh, except Arthur, who unfortunately missed the starting line there.
Ooh, what just happened here? I'm sorry. That happens with the new glitches in the system. Here we go. Want to be able to see what's going on, but still have a chance to see the speed of the boats. Atum is covering Bradley Adam best he can.
Best he can. We can see Borch and Atum, who are definitely...
They're going after Bradley. I think they're going after Bradley. Trying to put penalties right now. Yeah, Borch is starboard tack. So, and he chose to tack right in front of Bradley Adams. Instead of waiting, he knew Bradley wasn't going to fall into his trap Of course, there's a lot less boats on the water today than there would be in a flotilla regatta. So here we go. Borch is trying to put a penalty again, but Bradley Adam didn't fall into the trap. Arthur
mainly trying to cover him.
I think he tried to outwit him, to outsmart him right there. He looked like he was going to veer under him, but then tacked really instantly. I think it might have been a strategy. And what's going on the other side of the water? Oh, these guys went way above the ley line. So Chico Mello is trying to cover over here his opponent.
Lucas is staying clear of that wind shadow that Chico is putting.
That is Lucas's boat right there. See, there's a whole other battle going on this side.
Exactly.
And let's see if we can bring up just a little bit more of the sound effects to bring you really feeling like you were out there on the water. It all really depends on how far away we are from the boats in the game. If you don't know Virtual Regatta Inshore, it is a Java-based browser game that also plays on mobile. A really good game to have on Android and iPhone.
Unity 3D, actually.
It is a Unity 3D game. Oh, sorry.
Yep.
It was Java.
I found that looking at the job offerings from Virtual Regatta, and apparently their team is working still on the game, still improving, and looking for new developers. If anybody feels like they want to rise to the challenge and help this game and the community, and check out the Virtual Regatta website.
Absolutely. It's good to see a game that's in development. All right, so here we go. Atum is blocking the first mark. He's trying to put a penalty, but looks like it hasn't worked. Now, Borch, third place, has managed to place one penalty over here on Arthur. And he's trying to place... He's looking to put another penalty. While the first boat's around the mark, and right now, the umpire hates us, is 1, 2, and 4, which puts them in the lead, obviously, on this first of 3 rounds for the semifinals. Semifinals for Team Race League. Want to know more about that? You can just check out the links in all of the description that we will be leaving you tonight in the chat.
I am surprised. Chico is really giving his best here to help his mates and inflict the penalties since they've rounded the mark. Here he's trying to put his wind shadow over Lucas, trying to avoid him having the advantage. And there they just jibed, and Lucas is clear, but he's leeward, and Lucas won't put the penalty. Really?
All right, so the interesting thing that's just happened here is we're closing in on the finish line, and umpire hates us is now 1, 2, and 6. And here we go. Now Virtual Intercourse is moving up 2 and 3. If they were able to do 2, 3, and 4, they would have the win. Effectively, here we go. There's a fight going on the water.
Lucas inflicting 2 penalties on that Roy. Wow, on that mark. Lucas well played there. Managed to help his teammate who's just astern and trying to help him catch up for the rest of the fleet here.
We've got Borch all the way to the right. We've got Atum center and Lucas over on the left, who's being chased down by 2 white boats right now.
He's covering them both. Very, very well played. He's not leaving this position.
Oh, did we have that glitch again? I think we had the glitch. We didn't see the buoys, at least on my end. I wasn't able to see the downwind buoys.
Oh, I saw them. That's when Lucas inflicted 2 penalties there. He was standing his ground, trying to hold the line as long as he could to inflict those penalties, which he did, and that really gave the green team a certain advantage. The umpire hates us team a great advantage on this second.
But right now,
second attacking side.
Exactly on this upwind leg. I was about to say, Virtual Intercourse is still in the lead right now with 10 points. They are ahead of the Umpire Hates Us, but that was short-lived. That lead was very short-lived. Everything is still up for grabs in this first of 3 rounds of the semifinals. These are 2 of the top 4 teams out of 12 who qualified. And the teams that qualified were qualified based on their ranking within the ESailing League, ELO. So it's a independent system from Virtual Regatta's own ELO. That is broken. Let's just say what it is. But
everybody's at minus 3,000 points.
Yeah, I think I'm minus 300,000 or something like that. And of course, the boats that do the best on the Virtual Regatta game ELO are the boats that don't have any account and have just won 1 or 2 races and kept their ELO.
And Umpire Strikes Back managed to get ahead here.
That was a good one. Umpire hates us, but the umpire does strike back sometimes, especially if you strike him first.
Umpire comes back. I mean, that was a very good play on that upwind leg. Managed to ensure their position, leaving each other clear, so there's no wind shadow covering each other. They can really stay ahead here. I don't think Team Virtual Intercourse will.
No, I think it's all said and done. The fat lady has sung. This first round of the semifinals, best of 3 semifinals, Group 1 has gone to the Umpire Hates Us and Lucas Moore, who is someone who knows his team racing. He knows his Virtual Regatta as well, but definitely knows his team racing. Young Danish e-skipper, and also
17-year-old
founder.
And also, I was going to say, also creator of this league.
Yeah, he's the founder, and I think one of the most active members, if not the main acting president right now. First round goes to the Umpire Hates Us. Very well played, guys. Really sorry for Virtual Intercourse, who had a very good game at one point. They were right on the heels of their adversaries, but they seem to have lost it at that second upwind mark. Let's go see if we can drop into the second group.
Semifinal.
Let's go see if we can drop into that second group real quick and see what's going on with the 2 other teams. That's Team Top Sail Coach and Team... here we go, Semi 2, and it's about to start. It's a Spain on Spain semifinals. So we're sure to have at least one Spanish team in the finals. ¿Qué tal? ¿Qué tal los amigos españoles? Y vamos a ver, al menos una equipa de españoles en la final. So stay with us and stay in English. I think that's much better for us all. If this is your first time on the channel and you're wondering why you've never seen us before, it's because we usually don't stream in English. We're a French Virtual Regatta Inshore eSports channel. Alright, so Team Top Sail Coach.
You're on Semi 2, so they're doing their second race of Semi 1. It's a BO3, best of 3, so...
If you could go check the results for us, we'll follow this race if I can get the mouse to do what we want it to do. These new visual glitches are quite annoying when we're trying to follow the game. Top Sail Coach, the Team Top Sail Coach is a Spanish racing team, and they're with the red and black sails, and our yellow sails are, if I can get you the name of that team really quick, they are, I think it was Speed Team. That is Speed Team in yellow. Speed Team, the outsider on this competition.
Yeah, Speed Team, who is the outsider, but they still had some pretty good ELO results. I mean, they were 50 points, almost 50 points ahead from Team France with already 1,100 points. Yeah, they're not. They're underdogs, but not unknown.
Here we go. Spain 2, España 2 has tacked and is now in between Carlos and Ramon from team top sail coach. He's going to have trouble getting out of this position. He's not in the downwinds of any boat yet. But clearly you can see Carlos is trying to come up on him and try to put him into his bad winds.
Is he? Yeah, he's definitely. I mean, they're
Oh,
definitely.
he's definitely trying to do a very optimistic heading here. He's trying to head a little bit upwind just to get ahead of España 2. While as 1987 over here is making his way to the mark pretty easy. If we take a look at the rankings, I do think, top sail coach is still in the lead with 1, 3, and 4. That gives him a total of 7 points. If you've never done team racing before, it's easy. Whichever team does 10 points or less has mathematically won because the other team necessarily has more than 10 points. So that is how we know, and that's why we call it a 10 or better. 10 points or better. While there's, I think, a penalty going on at the mark. Whoa, no, that was incredible. I think 1978 managed to avoid a penalty, but they still haven't managed. They're not being aggressive enough towards team top sail coach. I get a feeling like Speed Team is playing very, very cautiously in this first round, or the second round. We didn't watch the first round. We didn't see what happened, but seems to me like they're not looking. Here we go. We get a little bit more action here on Ramon, who's being followed by 87, but no, 87 has given up pursuit. And right now, there's not much in the way of team top sail coach taking the second round of the best of 3 of the semifinals.
Ooh, nice cross there, and that definitely nice cross between was that Luis and España 2?
Let me bring up the name of the boat.
Cost it his place. They tried to cross each other and at the same time and eventually just missed. Cross the second mark downwind.
Yeah, the downwind mark has been rounded. Oh, here we go. What's been did the 2
inflicted a penalty
on his own team? I don't know what's going on with Speed Team. Oh my gosh, and penalty just on team top sail coach for trying to round the mark while there was a team Speed Team inward and between the boat and the mark. They don't seem to be taking too much damage from that team inflicted friendly fire. But yeah, Speed Team is now far behind in terms of ranking. They would need at least to run 2, 3, and 4 position to win this one.
And I think they still have a chance here. I mean, 198 could cover on his side Ramon.
Yeah, Luis is doing his job over here. This is really good work from Team Top Sail Coach. Sorry to interrupt you, but I was just impressed by these fleet maneuvers. You would feel like you're in the British Navy.
They're holding strong their position, leaving any opening here.
All right. So I'm pretty sure, I don't want to call this one, but I sort of want to go and see what's going on between Umpire Hates Us and Virtual Intercourse. Could you tell us if this is the...
I'll stay on this race. You go check the other. Sure.
Well, what we can also do while we stay on this is I will go check if this is already the second round that Top Sail Coach might have won. If you're wondering how I'm following the rankings and the results, sailranks.com. Can't repeat it enough because it's just the best site for anyone interested in virtual regatta but who wants to organize their own leagues, their own clubs. Here we go. Semi-final ones. Have both rounds been run? No. We're going to go check in on that really quickly, but in the meantime, we are watching the second semifinal, best of three, between the two Spanish teams.
Lewis is definitely holding the back of the fleet, inflicting penalties, and ensuring that
we're a little bit slower.
the top coach team will stay ahead here.
Yeah, I think top sail coach can safely say they're going to finish this one first and second place, which means that mathematically.
Oh, we inflicted two penalties.
Yeah.
So
I can see there was a little bit of action on that last on that last downwind leg, but we wanted to go see what's going on in the second semifinals and see if team umpire hates us is still in the lead. They took the first semifinals, and if it's a best of three, a win in the second would suffice to go and head into the finals. Let's take a look really quickly. Who's in the lead? It looks like umpire hates us is in the lead. As you can see, Borch is controlling Chico. Atum is on his way up to the upwind mark. And Lucas Moore, all the way over here, is preparing for a starboard tack. It just should give him a very nice advantage. If we can zoom in on his boat, a very nice positional advantage over the rest of the fleet. He's tacked.
Right, and on our side, in the Spanish race, Luis Ramon getting the first and second place, which ensures for sailing coach. I'm gonna get there. And yep, that definitely ensures the fifth place is for Lewis. Well played on that side.
Okay, so that means that top sail coach seems to at least have one win for sure. I'm refreshing the rankings here, but they don't seem to have been updated yet. We're still in the game, and I remind you that the umpires and the race committee is on the water. At least part of them are on the water right now. So obviously they can't update the results while they're still racing, right?
Obviously.
Umpire hates us.
They're going to end this quickly.
Yeah, looks in a good position. Looks in a very good position to secure their spot in the finals with 2 wins back to back.
Boom. Atum placing a penalty, but I think he hits the mark, and therefore inflicting himself a penalty.
And thus putting himself right behind the 2 white boats of Team Virtual Intercourse. This might be actually just a tactic to be able to take their wind. I think it might have been a voluntary tactic to take that penalty or to hit the mark, just to be able to de-wind and to take the breeze out of the spinnaker from Team Virtual Intercourse. And I think that's why Chico moved away really quickly. He knew what was going on.
Bradley trying to inflict the penalty there, ensures the penalty, and well, now Atum has the inner side, and he's still.
As long as umpire hates us, keeps first and second position. It doesn't really matter what position the third does come in. 1-2 and anything, or 1-3 and anything is enough to win the game, because mathematically you do 10 points or less, even if your last teammate comes in 6th.
Yeah, I think
we just got a disconnect here. We just got 2 disconnects. Virtual Intercourse rage quitting the second of 3. Well, it was the end. They realized what was going to happen, but it's not very sportsmanlike. It's a shame to see players quit early, but we understand their frustration. It was a very, very hard game. They played very well during the round robins.
They got to the semifinals. That is a very respectable position still to end. I mean, well played to them.
Out of 12 teams, so we're very impressed. In any case, we wouldn't be able to race as well as these guys are, and we've seen some pretty decent maneuvers here tonight so far. Let's see if we can catch up with what's going on between the two Spaniard teams. The two Spanish teams, Top Sail Coach and Speed.
Top Sail Coach just did a 2-0. Win their second race, I believe, if I'm reading correctly. Yep.
Yep, and if that's to second race, then that is it. We have our two finalist teams.
Oh, no. I stand corrected. No, they're still on their second race here.
Game hasn't started yet. The race has not started yet.
Yeah,
I was wondering what I was watching here.
Race.
Let's watch the start. See, as soon as we can, the names of the boats, exactly. Go. Here we go. Most of the boats in the center of the line. One of them has a false start. Ooh, that's very bad for Speed Team to have a false start at the beginning of a team race. Hey, Lucas. Very good to see you join us. Congratulations. Congratulations for your spot in finals. We were just watching that a second earlier, and right now we're watching the second out of the best of three between the two Spanish teams. Love to have your impressions. Love to know how you thought it went against Virtual Intercourse. They were very, very good during the round robins, and we had fun watching the round robins a little bit earlier before we started the stream.
We stand very clear from each other, not except for Carlos and Samuel Sanchez over there.
Yeah, these two Spanish boats going over to the left ley line here on this first upwind leg. We can see Ramon is being chased down by the two yellow boats from Speed Team. I think 1987's been able to come back a little bit in the race. They're able to corner Ramon, which could be interesting. We'll remind you just that Top Sail Coach took the first of these semi-final rounds. So Speed Team really needs a win right now. Otherwise, they are eliminated, and they will be up against Umpire Hates Us.
Yep, that is correct. And still Carlos here, still trying to take out the win of Samuel. Samuel attacking starboard tack. Same thing for Carlos, still trying to cover him. Very aggressive play, and now he stands ahead of him. Not sure Samuel can do anything here.
No, he's supposed to push all the way out. Well, as you can see, he's supposed to be rounding this mark right here. But the way things are going, he can't get past Carlos. While as right now, Raul and Ramon are up against 1987. No, it's España Dos who is fighting off two boats at the same time as he makes his way to the first upwind mark. It's not going to be easy because these two boats are both able to either overlap him from the front or from the rear, from the stern or the bow. Got to use proper.
I like what Samuel has done here. He took out the spinnaker, just taking very, very fast speed, catching up with Carlos.
Did someone just pull out a spinnaker right now? Upwind?
Yep. That was Samuel Sanchez, and really caught up there. That was a good move from him. They were so far up that
you see the craziest moves in
on an upward leg.
On an upward leg, spinnakers being pulled out. That's impressive. But it is still Team Top Sail Coach in the lead right now with first, second, and fifth position. And we remind you that first, second, or any position, and first, second, third, in any position is enough to win. So, Top Sail Coach is well on their way to the finals. And there will be a Spanish versus international or multinational team in the finals. Again, best of three. There we go. We saw Ramon just take a penalty here.
From Samuel. Yep, that's the vengeance for earlier.
Revenge. Sweet. This one is the eaten cold. There we go. There's another penalty. España Dos just managed to put a penalty on Carlo. What's going on here? Speed Team might actually be coming back. Yeah, all they need to do is to take the wind out of the sails of Raul, and they could come back. At least they're right now actually 10 points, so they're winning. Top sail coach is currently 10 points, so it's still moving. I don't want to speak too soon, but I can tell you that speed team is performing a real remontada. Congratulations! It looks like they might be able to still pull something off, and we might go into a third round of the semifinals.
Ooh, I feel 198 there left his spinnaker a little bit early and decided to change for the upwind mark instead of the downwind mark like the others.
This one over
I
here.
left him a little bit behind, yeah. I left him a little bit behind there on that maneuver. I'm not sure he'll be able to catch up on that. That means Banyados and Samuel Sanchez really have to do all they can to catch up there.
Or to slow down team top sail coach. It doesn't seem like they're going to be able to, because usually it's better when you're two boats against one to slow an adversary down. And right now, Team Speed has been split apart. They are all over the race course, and it's not going to be easy for them to slow really down Team top sail coach. Yeah. As we close in on the last 300 meters before the upwind mark, Team Top Sail Coach has clearly come back in the lead with first and second. Well, there's still one of their boats back here, but that's not going to hold them back from winning a second semifinal round. If Speed Team doesn't manage to get in between their adversaries and the finish line, because that's all it is. Just stop your opponents from reaching that finish line before you do. But this isn't about pure speed. There's a lot of strategy, a lot of tactics. I was watching the finals from the pop-up event 1 earlier, and rewatching that. It's a great stream. You can find it on YouTube. Just look up Team Racing League pop-up event number 1, and really great content to watch if you're interested in these kind of races. It was a completely different setup on the finals, though. It was a French team made up of the Watermelon team, Acere, Enzo, and Pepito, against Team Coca-Cola of Martin Fernandez, the Portuguese team. So this is going to be a much different finals from the pop-up event number 1.
Certainly will.
And the tactics that were being used in the pop-up event finals were really fun. If you ever want to watch an interesting racing, interesting example of racing, team racing, really go catch that replay. So here we go. Top Sail Coach 1 and 2, while it's still going on between Ramon and España Dos. Is that España Dos next to him? I think it is.
Nope. Samuel?
It's Samuel. All right.
Well counted. Pardon my pronunciation.
And so, yeah. Ramon is refusing to jibe and trying to push his adversary out as far as he can. It's pretty much useless because he knows his team has won, but he's decided to aggravate and annoy his opponents, sort of rub it in their noses a little bit that they have won 2 rounds, first 2 rounds back to back as well. And so we will be heading quickly into the finals. Just a few minutes to look over the rankings and talk about what's going on. Give us your opinion of how it's going in the chat. Tell us what you think, if you're enjoying it so far. And we're going to congratulate the 2 Spanish teams that made it to the semifinals and who were both very, very good skippers. Unfortunately, it was one of them had to lose, and so it was Team Speed. Outsider still, but for first participation in a pop-up event, I think that's really good. Let's go check out the rankings real quick.
Catching everything up. Yeah, I'm gonna send them again so everybody can catch up on in the chat.
Here we go.
So
So if you're looking, these were the round robins. So of course we found Speed Team coming in with 4 wins was first of Group A, followed by Umpire Hates Us. And in the second semifinal group, we had Virtual Intercourse and Top Sail Coach. Now we know Virtual Intercourse and Speed Team are both out. And so on we go to the semifinals, which will be Virtual Intercourse. Here we go. No, this is there will be a petite finale, I believe, first. There we go. Both teams made it back to back. So it will be Speed Team versus, these results haven't been updated. It will be Speed Team versus Virtual Intercourse before we get the final of Umpire Hates Us against Top Sail Coach. That will be very interesting. Let's see if anything's popping up. In the meantime, here's the finals. Here we go. The boats are lining up. We didn't even have to wait. Best of 3. And, well, exactly. Lucas is with us in the chat. Encourage him if you are encouraging his team, because he will be racing in these finals 3 rounds of team racing. Where are we here? Looks like Portsmouth. I always think it's Portsmouth anyways. No, I think this might be Rhode Island. Yes, this is Newport, Rhode Island, I believe. In Virtual Regatta, you have a dozen different bays, harbors, marinas where you can race your sailboats. There's at least 8, I believe, different sailboats that you can race. You can customize them, and they each sail differently, so they're each different to learn how to use and how to sail with. 50 seconds from the start. These are the finals. This is the first of 3, hopefully, maybe just 2 rounds. We'll see who wins. With the red and black sails, it is Team Top Sail Coach, and with the green sails, Umpire Hates Us. Who are you rooting for, Arthur?
Oh, I'm sorry, I got kicked out there.
Did you get disconnected?
This bug in the game where when you're a spectator and you actually log in, that's a bug there. I'm very sorry. I did not join this event. It's an issue with the game currently where you can actually just hop in a game.
All right. Well, if you can't follow the game on your game,
I'm catching up.
Can't follow the finals, you can follow them with us on Twitch TV/Inshore stream. And here we go. We are off on the first round of the finals. And it seems like the Umpire Hates Us has taken the best lead, while Top Sail Coach Luis has taken the option to tack directly off the line, go straight to the right side of the water. There's not much more wind. I think I know why he's doing that. I think he's going
to try to cover them.
I think he's going to go for a starboard tack, exactly.
Yep.
If you're not familiar with the rules of racing, when a boat is receiving wind from its right side, we call it a starboard tack, and when it's receiving left wind on its left side, it's called a port tack. And when a boat is on its starboard tack, like Luis is right now, as you can see, it has a priority over the other boats. The other boats have to give it the right of way. Otherwise, in the game, they get a penalty and they slow down. Something's happened. This must be a race organizer here in the middle. Don't worry about that green boat that you guys see right here. It's a race organizer. It is only an umpire boat. But Umpire Hates Us is...
No, that is my boat that stayed in there. I mean, I'm so deeply sorry. I do not know how that happened.
Did you jump into a game? Did you jump into the finals?
I was spectating the game, and there's an issue with the game where it makes you join the race. You can actually see it. If you watch at pop-up 1, you'll see at the beginning that he joins the race as well when he was just spectating, and suddenly his boat appears.
Yeah, as you can see, you did join the race, as you can see, and
But it's funny because on my side, I am no longer in the race. I can see on the stream that you still have me as the 7th boat and on the race, but on my side I only have 6, and I cannot see that boat you were talking about. I hope this does not impede in any way. Everything
It
went
is
for
the
the
kind of
best.
thing that does happen when we are in live conditions. We are transmitting this and broadcasting this to you live from San Francisco and Paris, France at the same time. So sometimes there are some little bugs in the game. Let's take a look at the ranking, because right now, from what I can see, it looks like Umpire Hates Us is 1, 2, and 3. Yep, that is what's going on.
Just catch up there. Stay ahead.
As we can see,
Carlos
Carlos
had a
just,
starboard tack, so
yeah.
maybe
But he was able to cross right
more.
ahead, and he's pushing Lucas a little bit below the mark. Let's see if Lucas is able to pass the mark. He's going to slow down at the mark. As we've seen, it's a great way to put penalties onto the opposing team, and that seems to be what's going on. Obviously, Leaugue came in on a port tack, so that's why he took a penalty at the mark, but it could have been just the same if he had come in from behind Lucas's boat. That we see Lucas is already out, speed out, Spinnaker out, and moving along nicely. 10 knots of wind. That's not very, very fast yet. Doesn't seem to be that much wind today in Newport, Rhode Island. We've seen these J70s go a little bit faster on the water. When they get a good breeze, they can really take off fast. But it's not about speed, it's about not finishing last. It's about playing as a team.
Carlos trying to take out the wind out of Lucas there. Lucas driving away. Unfortunately, not exactly inflict a penalty now that
here we go.
Carlos is
There's
ahead.
a little bit of action between Atum and Luis right here. Atum looking to put a penalty, and now I think Luis will be trying to do the same. As we can see, Lucas is also luffing up into Carlos here. Penalty on Carlos from Lucas, who will be able to reach the downwind mark on the right side. No, he's double jive, took the left side. And there's still a boat in the middle of the water. But
Clear, staying clear. Just after that mark, Lucas decided to go port tack and avoid the rest of the fleet. They clear them, which apparently is paying off because now he's starboard tack and covering their wind.
yeah, it's going to be really hard here for this black and red top sail coach boat to pass. Obviously, Umpire Hates Us is going to tack right in front of him, trying to inflict a penalty, slowing him down. And though they're still going to stay comfortably, I believe, in first and third place. There we go. Borchin Atum doing the job while Lucas is over here controlling the rest of the fleet and forcing the two other Spanish boats to stay on him. Probably different strategies that could be used here. I could imagine sending at least one of the boats to the center of the fleet and trying to do something there. Give us your ideas, give us your thoughts. Let us know if you're enjoying this first round of the finals that are taking place. We're not going to be able to bring you the Petit Finale if it's taking place at the same time, but we will let you know how that goes between Virtual Intercourse and Speed Team. But for now, it's the finals. It's Umpire Hates Us and Top Sail Coach. Boats are reaching the upwind mark for a second time. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Interesting. Yeah, they're still ahead there. Definitely closing in on the mark before top sail coach. See how that goes. Walsh was not inflicting a penalty to Lucas, staying clear ahead. Will Atum manage to cover Raul? Yes, he does. Managed to inflict that penalty there, but just slowing down a bit at that mark. And now on the downwind.
Sorry, and I'm back. Just had to go refresh myself and stay hydrated because it's super important to stay hydrated, especially when you're out on the water. So we're still watching.
I wish I could be hydrated too.
Yeah. Umpire hates us. Still in the lead tonight. Still playing games with top sail coach. Look at what's going on over here. Got the 3 top sail coach boats that are trying to slow down this last umpire hates us. I think this is just for fun. This is just kidding around. Top sail coach knows that they've lost, unfortunately, this first round of the semifinals. They're going to have to do much better in the second round. Otherwise, it's going to go to the umpire hates us.
That was a very good play. The aggressiveness of top sail coach there. I appreciated watching that. They managed to inflict that penalty to Atum. Fortunately, that will not give them this round.
No, they would have had to come in second, third, and fourth if they had wanted to win. Third, fourth, and fifth, unfortunately, is too many points. 12 points. They don't win with 12 points in a 10 or less. So, I'm sorry. What I wanted to do was to leave the game. Take a quick look at the rankings here, but speed and timing is really not the point of tonight's event. We have to answer any questions you guys have about how team racing works. Don't hesitate. Leave us a quick message in the chat, and our moderator, Arcturus, I'm sorry, how do you pronounce that?
Arcturus.
In Virtual Regatta Inshore or Kill the Pixel in the chat is moderating and will answer any questions you have. We'll feed you the links. If you guys are looking for the results, you will find them on Sail Ranks. Just drop that into the chat, and you can check out all sorts of different live regattas going on Virtual Regatta Inshore over at Sail Ranks. As we get ready for the second round, do you think Umpire Hates Us takes it in this second round, or will we go into a
I cannot say. I'd really hope they would not.
As they say in French.
I would like the Spanish team to really stop them in their victory streak here, because they've been straight victory streak. The umpires have been going on a straight victory streak, and that would give us another race.
You're right. Let's go take a quick look at it to see if we can show you. Umpire Hates Us won both of the semifinals. Umpire Hates Us won 3 of the round robin out of 5. So they're on a pretty impressive streak. We can see they haven't lost a game. They haven't lost a round in the last 4 rounds. Is that correct? 4 or 5 rounds.
Yeah.
Let's see how long they can keep it going.
Pretty impressive score, counting that all of these players, we remind you that all of these players that we are watching are amongst the best players and e-skippers on Virtual Regatta Inshore. Some of them are also
skippers in real life.
Very good skippers in real life. So it's impressive to watch. We can definitely see some interesting tactics.
And right now, this is the highest level of ESailing you can watch, at least in team racing. Tonight, you might have caught the ESail GP finals, which probably closing up right now, and that probably was really fun because it's F50 catamaran. It's a whole different format with a much different type of boat, but the match race format is very similar to team racing. It's the same rules, just applied with more boats. You're racing 3 boats against 3 boats, and there has to be a certain combination in order to win, a certain combination of certain order your boats come in at the finish line that will allow you to win and make less than 10 points. That is by being first, second, and third. That makes only 6 points. By being first, second, and fifth, that would give you only 8 points, and so on and so forth.
Be right back.
As long as you don't finish 4th, 5th, and 6th, in which case that would give you 15 points, or anything that would give you more than 10 points, you can win. You can win, and you can play this if you download Virtual Regatta Inshore, or if you play it off of your PC. If you're joining us right now, this is still the lobby as we're filling up for the finals. Here we go. We've got all 6 players. Good to see that the races are just going really fast, one after the other. Congratulations to the race committee. And this might be it. This might be the last round of tonight. I hope not, but umpire hates us. The green boats, team captain Lucas Moore, have been on a roll. They've won 5 games in a row, and they won the first out of 3 of this final round. So top sail coach, the red and black boats, absolutely need to win this round. And we'll be able to, bring you a little bit of insight on what the skippers are doing. But if you've ever wanted to, try your hand at regattas and racing boats, Virtual Regatta Inshore is the perfect place to start. Really.
And I am back.
All right, let's
Say
go.
hi,
You're back with us. There you go. It's a pretty long stream. How long have we been going on for already? About an hour. It's good that...
Yeah.
I was just saying that the race committee has been really organizing. Is there a 7th boat? There's a 7th boat on the water. Again, somebody wanted to spectate and has been dropped into the race.
I'm not the only one. I'm glad to see that I'm not the only one.
What happens is that each team has a replacement, a substitute, and it seems that the sub for team top sail coach is on the water, but with a green sail, with a umpire hates us green sail.
But if you see when you select either of the boats, you see that he's grayed out, so he still hasn't passed the starting line, and that means he cannot bother in any way the course.
He is not an obstacle to the other boats. That is important to say, exactly. You will not interfere with the race, but it still can be a little bit troubling when you're looking out over the water and you see a boat that's already at the halfway point. As we look over here, Carlos top sail coach is covering Lucas Moore, and it seems like top sail coach has taken a much better start in this run. What do you say?
I see them still very close there. I mean, anything could happen.
It's the first upwind leg. It is just the first upwind leg. There's still that first mark that we need to round up there.
Fortunately, Atum is maybe a wee bit too behind to actually be of any interference to his opponents.
I think he's bearing straight away for the buoy.
I'm watching the wind on the top left mini-map and not really seeing what he's going for, but prove me wrong.
I can't tell you where the wind was going to go right now. As you can see, the wind's up here in their little radar screen, but the algorithms are usually very hard to predict, and tonight it has not been any different. So... we're heading up to that first upwind buoy, and let's take a quick look at the rankings here, because I get a feeling top sail coach. Penalty over here from that was Raul just put a penalty on board. That's not good. That was not good for the umpire hates us right now, who are in the lead with already 1 win. But I think top sail coach have come back, and they've decided not to let themselves get walked all over here by umpire hates us. They want to fight for that final. They want to fight for that win. They do not want to finish second tonight. The Spaniards are coming back with a vengeance.
Played there, Raul and Ramon.
Here we go. We got one boat blocking the
waiting at the board,
mark.
Taking penalties.
There's 1 penalty here at the mark. What are they going to do? They're going to try to let the first 2 boats get as far ahead as possible.
We've seen that strategy, the tactic.
Ramon
on the previous
and
games.
Raul are ahead in their boats, and Carlos is trying to slow down the rest of the Umpire Hates Us. Working very well so far, as you can see, trying to place a penalty here on Lucas Moore, but didn't work. And now has decided that he was going to probably try to head downwind a little bit faster, and
Lucas coming back at him. Nope.
Lucas took a penalty. There was a jibe right in front of his bow, and that unfortunately means that there's a second penalty against Umpire Hates Us on this downwind leg. Doesn't seem very good for them because Raul and Ramon are getting ahead. They're breaking ahead right now as they near these downwind marks.
Oh, but we see the umpires are closing in on Carlos there behind, definitely trying to take him out of this race or trying to inflict that penalty. We'll see how that goes for them.
There we go. They're
Lucas
trying, but they should probably just focus on speeding up and catching up with the first two boats. But I think they know this might be not their round. They're going to try to do everything in La Belle, the last of the three final rounds.
Wow, that was an impressive.
Nothing's over yet.
That was an impressive round there around that that downwind mark there.
He just bear
Lucas
around
and Carlos
at full speed.
avoided another penalty.
Yes, so let us remind you there's three basic rules that boats have to observe. Starboard tack priority, overlapping priority, and the leeward priority. And it pretty much means that you cannot run into a boat if you're on your left tack and they are on their right tack. You cannot run into a boat that's ahead of you, and you cannot run into a boat that is downwind of you. And those are the three rules that the skippers are using to try to slow down the other boats, because when one of these boats doesn't respect the three rules, they get a 10-second penalty. It slows their boat down by, is that 50% or 30%?
Something like that, yeah.
At least enough to make a significant difference. We're going to see if there's any more penalties to show you the difference it makes in speed. Right now, the boats are headed upwind, so it's not their fastest. It's not their fastest bearing. 6 knots. You can see
The J70 series can go up to what, 18, 20 knots when you're downwind?
I've raged. It's legendary, but I think yes, 20 knots downwind with the right angle, it's feasible on a J70. A sport boat that originally designed by an American shipyard, and the whole J70 class was really developed over here in Europe, and especially in France, where J Composites really transformed the J class into a beautiful range of racing and cruise boats. So one of the very best boats, or at least one of the favorite boats that we use here on the virtual regatta inshore. It's the J70.
We see something happen on this second upwind leg. See that Carlos got put way behind on the fleet, way astern, and now can't really be of any hindrance to the top sail coach team. Probably cannot cut the wind from them.
I think he can't be of any. I think he can't be of any support because it's his team. But I see what you mean. I think he stayed behind because he was flapping his sails at the mark, trying to slow down the Umpire Hates Us team once more. Wow, this is one crazy downwind leg. Look at this, how the boats are just zigzagging across the water, trying not to get unwinded. And top sail coach really needs to secure that first and second place. They cannot let Atum come in second, otherwise they would have 4 and 6. That would be 11 points, and they would lose. So it is all up to Ramon right now. Will he cross the line before Atum? Yes, he does. And so we're going on to a third elimination round. This is it. This is sudden death. whoever wins the next round takes it all tonight. TRL pop-up event number 2. Thank you for joining us. If you're following the stream, if you drop by, just say hi, and we're really happy to see you. We're happy to be doing the stream with you tonight, and if you were just watching ECLGP, it's nice to drop by and say hello. If you were watching something else, come on by. We're streaming Virtual Regatta Inshore, official eSports, official game of the World Sailing Federation. There's actually an official affiliation between all of the European leagues and the game, and a lot of pros on the game. This is it. Yeah, that is the final. Here we go. Let's make sure we try to clip the end of this race to make sure that we get some good moments to go.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get some video capture on my side.
I hope no
close
one...
up on those crossings.
Yeah, you can watch all of these games if you download Virtual Regatta Inshore, but I hope we're not going to get a ghost ship again in this race. I hope we're not going to see a spectator who unfortunately gets dropped into the lobby. It happens. It happens to the best of us.
Happens often, quite often. It's been my second time on 2 races that we've been following. Last time with ESailing France. My account must be just
glitchy.
made to attack.
It's the glitchy account. Hey, FC, how you doing? Salut. Good to see all of the usual names and faces dropping by and saying hello on this English stream. Tonight we're streaming TRL, Team Race League, with Lucas Moore in the final against Team Top Sail Coach. This is the Umpire Hates Us in green and Top Sail Coach in red and black. And this is it. This is the Grand Finale. Grand Finale, sudden death, whatever you want to call it. This is what it all comes down to. 30 round robin matches. There were 4 semifinal matches, and now the third of the final rounds. Top Sail Coach won the second. Umpire Hates Us took the first. So we're super happy to see anyone and everyone join us for the regatta of the evening. Arthur over here is with us from San Francisco. I'm here in Paris, commenting the race, which will start in 28 seconds. Here we go. Penalty already. Seems like
close to the committee boat here. Alright, so now everybody's got to avoid a penalty that can cost really too much. Fortunately, we got one penalty for Leaugue.
On the right angle, just to make sure we get the perfect start. Clean start. Looks like all the boats have crossed the line in time. No individual recalls, no false starts, and Umpire Hates Us is bearing off to the right side of the race course. Oh, here's going to be the first crossing, but that was very good by Borg. He managed to avoid that Spanish boat very well. Now he's on his starboard tack.
Yes, and Ramon covering him, taking that opportunity to not let them ahead. Very reactive on his side.
He's keeping those Spanish boats busy, which is a very good technique and tactic from Umpire Hates Us. Oh, this is interesting. What is going to happen on the left side of the water here? All the boats are on starboard. Who will tack first? Who will be courageous enough to go for it?
See, there's not much wind on the left side of the race area. Probably more wind on the right side. So I'd say for now, Umpire seems ahead and in a better situation.
All right, so we're taking a look at the rankings right now. Umpire Hates Us, the Lucas Moore-headed team with Danish skippers, is ahead with first, second, and sixth place, while his team Top Sail Coach, all Spanish boats, are currently losing the final in 3rd, 4th, and 5th place. But we're still only on the first upwind leg. There are still 2 more legs to go. The race has not been won yet. And as you can see, everything is shifted over to the left side of the water now. We started over on the right. We've still got Borch over here on the right, but I don't think it's for wind. I think it was just a question of controlling the adversaries and keeping top sail coach second on this team race.
You're completely right. They're definitely playing the position here. Not with much difficulty, if I can say. They're just playing very well and covering them. Wow, look at that. Simultaneous tacking.
That was amazing, yeah. I have to say, those 3 boats tacking at the same time, you can tell these guys are talking at the same time on some other form of communication. There we go. Already a first penalty. We haven't even reached the buoy yet, and penalties are already being inflicted by the umpire hates us to team top sail coach. That was Ramon, who just took a quick 10-second slowdown. He's already recovered.
See what Borch did there? He placed himself inside the mark just before tacking, ensuring him that he would have the attention. No, that wouldn't count with the rule. Still pretty aggressive. And now he's still waiting in that 3.
That is a very usual technique in team racing. And look at that penalty. Borch just caught up with one of the Spanish boats and was able to inflict a penalty coming up from behind them. What happened? Did Raul not pay attention? And now Borch is going after Carlos. None of them are safe. Yeah, it is hot. It is very hot right now. But it looks like the umpire hates us has taken a little bit of distance ahead right now. Lucas Moore, very impressive, but also very impressive from the Spanish boats. 2 Spanish teams in the semifinals. And who else did we see? Virtual Intercourse was an international team, I believe. But yeah.
Yes, they were.
A lot of different skippers from a lot of different countries racing. I think we have a glitch on our side. We're not seeing the downwind mark. So we have to imagine they're here.
They just rounded them.
Yep.
2 green boats just rounded them from the umpire. And there's another penalty.
Ramon, who takes another penalty. This is not good at all for him right now. It will not leave him in the favorable position to try and slow down the 3rd Danish boat. We're sorry, but now it looks like all the umpire hates us has to do is win the race, not make any mistakes, and not slow down. And they should have it because 1st and 2nd. Ooh, look at that wind shift. Did you just see this?
Nope.
Things are changing. This might change everything right now because there was a massive wind shift that we were able to see on the screen. And when you saw those lines turn, that means that the wind shifted directions. And it might actually put the right side of the race course at a disadvantage now. Not enough to help this boat, this Spanish boat right here, Carlos. That means that Raul and Ramon will stay center of the course. Carlos is way over ley line. And he's being blocked by the 2 Danish boats. He will not be able to benefit from that wind shift at all. And it seems like the umpire hates us has really... That was another wind shift. Whenever you see those lines move on your screen, that is the wind changing directions, and sometimes it is quick.
That is getting into Raul, who can now just stay cap ahead to the buoy.
Exactly.
Very good for him. Things might change here.
Raul could actually now hit the mark without having to tack, putting him ahead of at least Borch and perhaps Atum, but I believe what's going to happen, and we might see this very quickly, is we might see some mark blocking in the next couple of seconds. I think we're going to see some mark blocking on behalf of the Danish boats. They really need to.
Everything is going to be played now.
No, they're going ahead. They're playing speed ahead of strategy. They don't want to take any risks. Lucas Moore already out on his spinnaker. Atum right on his heels. Man, incredible team strategy on this final. They lost the second of the 3 final rounds, but clearly it was just a glitch in their matrix because they are back. Umpire hates us. Not able to keep the winning streak going up to 8 wins, but still very good. Very impressive.
Quite.
Beating out all of the other teams, the French teams, Sailing Frogs and Team France, the Portuguese teams, Coca-Cola, I'm sorry, for Martin Fernandez's team, but also a host of other international teams. Team UAE will be rewarding the winning team tonight with a month of VIP subscription to Virtual Regatta. But I think it's safe to say right now that if Atum is not de-winded too much by Carlos, and it's going to be hard for him, it's going to be hard, but he's going to make it just meters ahead of it's already been called.
He's got it.
The line was that's strange. We have screen glitches here because the race this time was called before even we saw him cross the line. Borj is coming in 5th, and that is it. The umpire hates us strikes back.
That was a very impressive final, I must say.
Congratulations to the Danish team. They fought through quite a field. That was an impressive feat tonight. Within, what was that, 2 hours, 3 hours? They started at 9 o'clock, and within 3 hours, they have managed to push through some of the best e-sailors out there in the world, all over the world. Well done, Denmark. Well done, Denmark. Exactly. A lot of Danish e-sailors and e-sailing channels as well. So we're always supporting what's going on up in the Northeast. Northeast of San Francisco for Arthur, northeast of Paris for me. And then that is going to be it for the Team Racing League pop-up event number 2 tonight on Inshore Streams. Any thoughts, Arthur?
I would like to get into this more often. I would really like us to follow more of these competitions. There's a different style of play from that which we've seen in flotilla regattas. So this is very interesting. I really enjoyed it. Thank you, Lucas. Thank you so much for organizing this. Lucas Moore, everybody in the chat. He's the founder of this Team Race League. It was really, really nice.
Let's go check out, let's see what the results of the Petite Finale were. We didn't follow that closely, but they don't seem to have been posted yet.
It happened at the same time as we were watching the grand final.
Did they, or are they going to take place right now? I mean, I might still have time.
They already had.
They already have had the Petite Finale, and we don't know who finished 3rd. Virtual Intercourse or Speed Team?
Oil? There's... Yep. They... Alright. So, Virtual Intercourse has won the Petite Finale. Virtual Intercourse ended up 3rd place. We were watching them earlier against the Danish team. So that's Bradley, Adam, Arthur, and Chico.
Exactly, who were very performant. We watched some of their early rounds earlier. That was great. That was a lot of fun to do Team Racing League. I think you're right. We should do a little bit more team racing on the channel, and maybe over on other content as well. it's still a pretty new form of racing on virtual regatta, but definitely attracting a lot of players and some of the best we can see right now. Let's take a quick overview of who we had with us tonight. These were all of the teams that we had. We're going to start from all the way down here. Team UAE, we didn't have all the names of those players. Sailing Frogs from France. Speed Team, who finished fourth. Meals on Wheels, Team Sevilla, Team France, Team Internacional, Coca-Cola, Sion H. Ramos, Virtual Intercourse, finished third. Team Top Sail Coach finished second, and the Umpire Hates Us finished first. I just realized that
You predicted.
the top three actually completely follow their team rankings based off of the ESailing League ELO. So that must mean that the ELO works really well.
Wink, wink.
No, that ranking system is actually quite on par with what we saw tonight. So there we go. Congratulations to all the sailors. Congratulations to the race committee who put on a great show for us tonight. And we hope to see you again very soon on the channel. If you enjoyed seeing some English language virtual regatta content, let us know. If you weren't able to follow because it wasn't in French, let us know as well. And we'll make sure to take into account all of your comments in the chat or on the Discord or on Twitter. You can follow us with all the links that we've been leaving you in the chat all night long. Gonna be about midnight here in Paris, so I think that's about a good time to sign off. Any last words for us tonight?
Thank you once again very much, everybody who made this happen. It was a great time, and we'll be sure to follow all of these professional e-skippers with Inshore streams very soon.
Thank you guys. Thank you the viewers. Merci à vous les gars d'avoir suivi le stream. And don't forget to subscribe. Abonnez-vous à la chaîne. And see you soon. Bon vent?
Bon vent.
Nice. Thanks for following, and see you soon on the water. I was going to do it too.